I'm gonna tackle one of the most iconic cocktails on the planet, the vodka martini. We're gonna hit up the vodka martini, classico, okay? Which is very, very simple and beautiful. Then we got the dry martini, then we got a wet martini, then we got a dirty vodka martini. And I'm gonna show you that little differences make a dramatic change to what you're tasting in your mouth. Let's start with classic first. We're gonna go 50 mils of beautiful vodka, straight in. Then we got 10 mils of dry vermouth, goes in. And then we wanna add our ice. We're not doing what James Bond did, we're not shaking. We're using our little spoon here. The minute that you can start to feel the chill on the glass, that is not only the perfect temperature, but it's the perfect dilution. So that's very nice. I've chilled a glass with some ice in like that. And then for garnish, just remove some peel, put it at a slight kink like that, and just squeeze around the glass so some of those lovely essential oils come out. You can even twist it up like that. So there you go, that is the classic vodka martini. It's a beautiful, very refreshing drink. So that's probably the most common one. Let's do the next variation. So this is a dry vodka martini. It's very, very similar. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that vermouth and put a slug in the glass. And essentially I'm gonna clean the glass with the vermouth, okay? And just pour away any of the excess. This way we get the lovely aroma of the vermouth. We're gonna go in with the same amount of vodka, 50 mils, goes straight in. In it goes. I'm then gonna put in the ice. Notice there's no vermouth in here because the vermouth we just want to dash, okay? So it's dry. I'm just gonna pass it, as per usual, into the glass. We can finish with some lemon. Here is the dry martini, much crisper, still very refreshing. You're still getting the smell of the vermouth, which is lovely. It's quite sensual with the lemon as well. Very, very nice. Different. I still prefer the classic, but many people love that. It's a bit crisper. Now we're gonna do the wet vodka martini. It's called a wet vodka martini, but we're using dry vermouth. And there is some logic there. Yes, it's dry vermouth, but there's still a sweetness in this that we can use within the drink. So we're still gonna go in with our classic 50 mils of vodka. We're then gonna hit it up with 25 mils of vermouth. More ice, and do exactly what we've done for the other three drinks. I'm gonna use my chilled glass here. The volume's gonna be a little bit more increased because we're 15 mils up. So there's the wet martini. Let's have a little try. Delicious. Really, really good. I kind of like the balance between the vermouth and the vodka. I think they work really, really well together. There you go. The classic, the dry, and the wet vodka martini. Last, we're gonna do the dirty vodka martini. Now I like a bit of dirty vodka martini. And you could get really dirty. First up, we are gonna muddle a couple of olives. Simply just crush the olives like that. Just give it 4 or 5 little pushes. 50 mils of vodka. Of course, you can have your dirty vodka martini, wet, dry, or classic, but good bartenders, they'll tell you that it's better to balance if it's a little bit more on the wet side. So I'm gonna put in 25 mils. Still feeling for that chill through the glass. Good temperature, lovely chilled glass. How could you not put an olive back in? In we go. A dirty, dirty vodka martini. I love it. That is my speed right there. I really love it. Delicious. Definitely my favorite. So there you go, guys. 4 drinks, all coming from the classic vodka martini. There's so many different things you can do, but these 4 hopefully will give you the confidence to go into a bar and get what you want. Go and buy the ingredients at home, have a go, and I definitely recommend the dirty vodka martini. I have the pleasure and honour of showing you my version of the very most perfect gin and tonic. It's a passion of mine. It's beautiful in summer. It's refreshing. So every Saturday I make myself a gin and tonic about 7 o'clock. The kids have gone to bed. It's my little relief drink. It's gorgeous. First up, I 3/4 fill a glass like this. Now, learnt from a pro friend of mine, but I totally dig it. If you just whizzle up the ice like this. You can already see that chilling the glass out. That's a good thing. I'm just gonna leave it in there for a second. Let's talk about citrus. I always roll my lime first. It does make a difference and it breaks all those little capsules of lime. If I've got a more delicate fragrant gin, I'll use lime. And if I've got a more funky, stronger flavored gin, I'll go lemon. But if you go to Japan, they have yuzu lime, which is badass. That in gin and tonic is outrageous. And then I'm simply gonna cut my lime in half. I want a nice perfect wedge and then one for squeezing. So, back to here. I'm just going to get rid of the excess water. Then you've got perfect ice and a really cold glass. Squeeze your lime that way round so the juice goes through and past the oil, which you've stimulated through the rubbing. And then we're gonna go in with the gin. 50 mils goes in, and then we've got the tonic water. Now, having grown up in the pub serving this, we would just dunk it in, right? But if you're getting a little bit geeky, what you can do is either lean your glass to one side and just pour the tonic in. And the idea is that the tonic will come in and then just kind of rotate around the glass. And the reason for that is you don't want to lose all the bubbles straight away and you want to kind of keep the effervescence. So there's that way, which is good. Or, check this out, put your spoon thing up the end of your tonic and just pour. And it will spin through that. Try and put the base of the spoon in there. You want just about twice as much tonic water as your spirit. And then all I'm gonna do is one little turn. Then garnish with one little wedge of lime, plop that in, and that for me is perfection. Cold glass, like the gin at its best. Really, really nice. Now, I said there's different citrus that you can use. Also, if you just get a little bit of mint and just twist it in half and just squeeze it, or spank it. I like a bit of spanking, it's quite nice. Throw that in, and just that subtlety of that will make a difference. It's delicious because you get the smell before you've even put it in your mouth. And then it's subtly there in the background. And I think there's something very subtle about just a little mint and the botanicals in the gin. Delicious, fresh, 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 fresh. Okay, so the classic daiquiri. Plus I'm gonna give you a couple of options on flavoring it as well. Another brilliant Cuban cocktail, all celebrating sweet and sour. It's brilliant. Ingredients wise, ice, sugar, and lime. And of course, white rum. I'm gonna use 1 level dessert spoon of sugar. Then half a beautiful lime. Now, normally you see me squeezing like this because I am a lovely lemon lime squeezer. The nice sort of bar way to do it is just put it on the edge of your shaker like this and then kind of use your grip just to squeeze it. What's great about this is you don't kind of have juice spurting everywhere. You know what I mean? It's happened to everyone. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Now look in there. The sugar is still very granular. So just stir it for 10 seconds and that's your sort of lovely, simple syrup really. Now, we're in Cuba, it's hot. So part of the emotion of drinking it and enjoying it is we need chill. Calm down. So just put a few ice cubes in your glass just to chill the glass down. Back to the booze. I want about 70 milliliters of rum, okay? Now, very important, fill that up to 3/4, okay? Pour it over, and then we're ready to shake. Now, go in at a slight angle, give it a little thump down, okay? And then we're gonna do our little shaking action. I'm not an absolute expert because I'm not a barman, I'm a chef, so I'm very good at drinking cocktails, less good at shaking. So we're just gonna shake it for about 10 seconds. Down. You don't want little flakes of ice around, so using a tea strainer is pretty good. We can use our pre-chilled glass and we'll go straight in. Really classic. Now guys, let me show you a variation on this theme because this is beautiful. I'm gonna do a raspberry daiquiri. Let me make another quick batch. The amount you want is about 3 to 5 raspberries. It's all you need. And again, we're only gonna shake it for 10 seconds, okay? So we don't want it to be like a smoothie or anything like that. So in with this, top goes on, shaky, shaky. A beautiful little twist on the classic. A raspberry daiquiri. You get that wonderful kind of pinkness. So there you go, guys. 2 brilliant cocktails, the classic and the little derivative here. The margarita, a beautiful cocktail, but I think often misunderstood. There's been a bit of an education job gone wrong with tequila. Tequila is one of my favorite spirits. It's beautiful, it's fresh, it's clean. I think people just see it at the end of the night being a round of shots, bit of salt, bit of lemon, and just being like a throwaway thing to get you smashed out of your head. But no, right? This is incredible. But what I want to start with before we get into cocktail making is a rim job. So, I want 20 milliliters of lime here, so it's about 3/4 of a lime. I'm going to take this other piece and just come forward, my friend. I'm just going to go along the outside of the rim of the glass, and then I'm going to go in with 1, 2, 3 dips. Delicate, beautiful, happy days. So first up, 20 milliliters goes in. Right, then we're going to go in with 20 milliliters of lime. Just get your lime on the corner, give it a little squeeze. So 20 mils in there. So sweet and sour, we've got that balance happening straight away. Then we go in with 50 milliliters of tequila, baby. So 50 milliliters goes in. We want to go in with 3/4 of a cup of ice. Pour our mixture in. Bang it down, and then give it a shake. And look cool taking the lid off. Can anyone hear that tumbleweed? Back to the cocktail. So just pour that drink in. Refreshing, beautiful balance of sweet and sour. This is going to be a beautiful thing. Oh, so good. Really nice. So there you go, guys, an amazing drink from our brothers and sisters in Mexico. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm gonna show you how to make the best classic mojito, the most popular cocktail on the planet. Very refreshing, very beautiful, and very, very simple to make. So first up, lime. Give it a little roll just to loosen the oils in the skin. You can start to smell it, and also those little capsules of lime juice inside. Take the end off the lime like that. Take a nice, just over a centimetre thick, like this, and then cut it into 4. That goes in to our glass. I want about 7 or 8 nice leaves of mint. Try and go for the smaller ones. They're obviously younger, they're more delicate and more perfumed. Look at that, beautiful. What we can do, give it a nice little spank. Everything in life is better with a little spank. That goes into the glass. About 1 dessert spoon level of sugar. If it's a little sour, add a little bit more sugar. Now I haven't got a muddler, I'm just going to use the end of a whisk, but you could use a rolling pin or anything sort of that's flat like that. And what I want to do is 8 nice little squashes. I've been in some not so good bars where you see the bartenders going it makes the white bitter part of the lime extract, and it makes the bitterness also come out of the leaves. Okay, next up we want 50 mils of white rum. I'm just using a little digestive glass like this. Let's say 15 ice cubes is good. I'm just gonna get my little tea towel like this, grab in the little corners, smash it up. You can use a rolling pin if you want. You can get all your aggression out. Think of your bank manager or the estate agent. And the taxes you pay every year. But it's gonna be all right, because we're gonna have a beautiful mojito. Come and have a look. This kind of blend is nice. I like that, I like it a lot. So I'm only gonna fill that glass 3/4, okay? And then I'm just gonna top it up with a little soda water. Just a little splash like that, no more. And then we use our spoon and we just, almost like cooking when you're folding things through egg whites and cream, just fold it. And then top up with the ice. Garnish with a little mint. And also give it another spank. A very important Italian barman told me how to do that. Always spank your mint. So there you go, guys. I hope you like that beautiful cocktail. And don't forget, you can be creative with this. Of course you can. It's really nice with different types of mint. I've done it with a lemon thyme before, which was really interesting. You can also do it with basil, beautiful little basil leaves, purple basil, green basil. Okay, we're gonna do an absolute belter of a classic, Bloody Mary. This is so good, brunch, lunch, tea time. A really good Bloody Mary is a thing of joy. So, I'm gonna give you a classic recipe with a few little tips on how to get that beautiful flavor, and then we're gonna take that classic and turn it into a sort of bespoke Bloody Mary. So, tall glass, half fill it with ice. We go plum tomatoes. Plums are always grade A. Just push it through a sieve and then you get real tomato juice, next level. So, we're gonna go in with 50 mils of vodka, absolutely gorgeous. Fill that right up. Then we're gonna go in with 100 mils of beautiful tomato juice. Now, tomatoes from the plum make so much difference. So trust me on this one, brothers and sisters. We're gonna go in with 15 mils of lemon juice. Then we're gonna go in with a little pinch of salt, a little pinch of pepper, 5 little shakes, dashes of Worcestershire sauce, about a teaspoon, just under. Same with Tabasco, chili, flavor, really, really nice. Then we're gonna get in there and have a little mix up. So at this point in the game, we're gonna go to the garnishes, which is celery. What I do is you can click off these outer sticks here. This is celery gold right there. That's the flavor, that heart is the best bit of the whole thing. I would just get that nice end straight in there. Simple, top it up with a few more ice cubes. A little bit of black pepper's quite nice on the top there. And it's classic to add an aromatic herb, parsley or dill, chervil, could be tarragon. Give it a little spank and just pop it in there and it just gets those smells going. So let's have a little try. A really, really nice drink, beautifully balanced. The seasoning is imperative. So let's just push this to the side. Now we can riff with that. So people have done it with fresh horseradish, jarred horseradish, mustard. These are all some variations that are very good with our friend, Mr. Bloody Mary. So it's all about smoking. And you can make a Bloody Mary that mixes things up. So let me show you what to do. Same glass, let's fill this up with ice. Same measurements as the classic. 50 mils of our lovely vodka. Go straight in. 100 mils of quality tomato juice. Then the same amount of Worcestershire sauce, 5 little shakes. 15 mils of lemon juice. And then the fun starts. We're gonna go 1 teaspoon, I suggest heaped, of good barbecue sauce. Here we go, right there. Honestly, if it seems weird, you just have to put it in your mouth and taste it. It's unbelievable. And then we mix it up with some sea salt. Have a little taste. Very, very nice. I'm gonna go in with the celery stalk like so. I'm still gonna give it some little herbs because I quite like that. So we give it a smack. That's all good, but then we're gonna mix things up a little bit. We're gonna go in with some smoked bacon, right? It goes very, very good. And then you can take a crinkle cutter and a dill pickle. And I'm gonna do a nice little, look at that. My God, it's turning into a burger. Frankly, why stop there? Let's go in with an olive as well. I mean, look, I don't even know when to stop, but basically, with a little bit of celery salt, right, we put that on the top. Let's get a little straw. Let's have a little try. Delicious, really good. And you can kind of start picking and nibbling on things, and it's lovely. We're gonna be making a Singapore sling. Yes, we are, an absolute classic drink, a cocktail from Raffles Hotel in Singapore from the turn of the century, and basically 1920s, 30s and 40s, this cocktail kind of changed everything. So for me, being an Essex boy, it's kind of a really posh punch. in a long glass with attitude. I love it. There's a few ingredients, so let's get in the story right here. We've got some lime. We've got some pineapple juice. We've got grenadine, which is the lovely pomegranate syrup. We've got the triple sec. We've got a lovely herbal liqueur, gorgeous. We've got some cherry brandy, some gin, and some soda water. So there's a few ingredients here. So let's do the recipe. First up, about 20 mils of lime. Give it a little roll up to get those juices going. 20 mils we're after. Perfect. Okay, so we've got 20 mils from our one lime. That's the acidity, the freshness. Then let's start adding the sweet elements to balance that out. So 2 teaspoons, which is about 10 mils of grenadine. And that's that classic color. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna get that from the cherry brandy and from the grenadine. We're gonna go in with 2 teaspoons of triple sec, which I love, very fresh. And then 2 teaspoons of our beautiful herbal liqueur. And these herbal liqueurs, you get all sorts of different ones around the world. They really are different in flavor. Then we're gonna go in with the cherry brandy, 2 teaspoons again. And then on to the beautiful gin. So I want 35 mils of the gin, which is basically 1.5 of these bad boys. So it's the gin that makes this lovely cocktail a gin sling. Now, according to Noel Coward, you know, basically the Singapore sling was a gin sling, which was just topped up with a little of that herbal liqueur and the cherry brandy. Let's do the next bit, which is very exciting, with 50 mils of beautiful pineapple juice. And then loads of ice. There we go. Pour this on. And then we'll have a little shake up. Okay, so this is a beautiful long glass. This is the hurricane glass, which I love. Top it up with ice. Lovely, refreshing drink. Exciting, something a bit different, fruity. You can double sieve it, and that just takes the little extra ice sort of flakes out. And then what we want to do is just top that up with just a little bit of soda water. Just a little, like that. We can give it a little move around, and then garnish time. Guys, it's quite a pimpy garnish, so have fun with it, do what you like. I'm just gonna hit up some orange and some cherry. Let's just get that on the side. And I tell you what I like to do is I like to get one of these little leaves of the pineapple. Let's get that on there like that. So I'm just trying to be creative. I mean, it is quite a bonkers garnish in my opinion. So there you go, guys, that is the Singapore sling. Just a little disco straw. And yeah, I'm sure you could serve it up slightly more classical, but that's the way that I do it, in Essex. Delicious, really refreshing. A nice little celebration of different liqueurs and spirits and fruit juices. That is definitely a cocktail for the summer and to put a smile on people's face.